Hello everybody, Joe Locklear here. I want to show you a home that we have under contract and we're offering it now for sale. It's located in Arlington Shores at 1023 Meyer Drive. This is a photograph of the front of the house. Let's move back a little bit though and show you a little deeper picture. As you can see, it has a very nice lawn. These hedges here need to be just cut down to this level, and then they would be nice. The home would look a lot better. It's a very attractive home. Has a shingle roof up here, and this part of the roof is new. This part of the roof over here, there's about 6 squares that does need to be replaced. Let's take another look over here. Okay, here is the close-up again. It has one jalousie window that's still left, but I would leave it and just repair this one little jalousie here. Has a crack. This is the front door. The front door needs to be restained. This video is a little darker, this photo, so you may not see it, but that does need to be restained. And then the rest of the house is just minor exterior touch-up paint. This is a side view of the home. You can see the flat section. It's about 7 squares that does need to be redone. And we're going to go over a construction estimate in just a moment, and we'll talk about that, what it will cost. Here is the service. You can see it's got a weather head that's up high like it's supposed to be. This is a 200 amp cable, so the service is certainly adequate. It needs to be pressure washed, as you can see, but other than that, it looks very nice. Let's go to the garage. This is a detached garage. It's a metal garage, very nice garage building, built on a slab, and it is wired for electricity. This is a patio, just needs to be pressure washed. As you can see, the rear is fenced. Here's a little better look at this garage. Okay, here's the backyard. It's very quiet in this area. It's a great part of Arlington. It's an area that you can, right now, you could rent it and then you could sell it later. You actually could sell it now if that's what you wanted to do. I see this more as a property that someone might want to buy it, refinance it, hold on to it 4 or 5 years, and then retail it. Here's the rest of the patio. That's a large patio, by the way. Okay, here is the back of the house. We're looking from the back lot line. You can see the grass could stand to be mowed, but when it's mowed it looks very nice. AC is still in place. You can see the new roof. A little more of the patio. There's the entire patio that you can see. It just needs a good pressure washing on the patio. Here's the inside of the garage. As you can see, it's very nice. Okay. Here's the kitchen. These cabinets are contemporary style cabinets. They are in very good condition, except right here there's a little bit of water damage on this drawer front and maybe a touch on this one. There it is right there. You can see it. That needs to be repaired. What I would do is just pull these 2 pieces off. They'll come right off. Take them to a cabinet shop and have them rebuilt. Probably cost you $100. This needs paint, of course. A little bit of paint in here. Just because it was behind the range and got a little dirty. Here's another picture of the other side of the kitchen. It's a spacious kitchen. Here is the refrigerator space. Right here there's actually a pocket door, and here's the floor. It has nice tile on the kitchen floor. Let's go back a couple. I want to show you something here. You can see right here this is a tract. This picture doesn't show it, but it goes all around the inside of the kitchen. It's open over the cabinets, but out here there are 4 fluorescent lights. All this needs are some panels to be put back in it, some of the translucent panels, and that makes a beautiful ceiling light, and it has 4 large fluorescent lights behind it. This is the dining room floor. As you can see, it's wood parquet. It's in great shape. Here is the carpet in the living room. It has a few stains, as you can see here. They're not dark stains, but I believe they'll shampoo right out, and this carpet's in excellent condition. It's nice carpet. I would not replace it. I would simply do a good shampoo job. Okay, here's a backing up. This is a corner of the L-shaped dining room, letting you look back at the living area. Another picture there of the living area. Now this is stepping in the kitchen from a different angle. You can see where the range space is. Here's the range hood. Pretty nice looking kitchen. Okay, here you can see more of the soffit lighting that I was showing you. Okay, this is the hall bath. This doesn't look quite so red in person. It looks a little more subdued, but it's pretty nice colors. It goes together well. The tub's in great shape. The whole house could use a little cleaning, but it's certainly not bad. I wouldn't call this a renovation at all. The only real renovation work is the roof. Okay, here's a better picture of the tub surround. It has a very nice floor tile in this bath. Toilet's great. This will clean up over here. I believe it's just, I don't know if that's just the shadow or it's a little yellowing, but this is wallpaper and it's good washable vinyl wallpaper. Doors are nice, stained here. This is a linen closet, very nice linen closet. Okay, this is bedroom one, the front bedroom. As you can see, it has nice cabinetry. I guess you'd call that shelving, but it's adjustable shelving built onto this wall. The flooring is old in here. It has a little tear right here. I would put new carpet in this bedroom. Actually, the den and one bedroom need carpet. Here is bedroom number two. This must have been a boy's room because it's kind of done in some decorator colors. You could paint over this, but to tell you the truth, it looks kind of nice and contemporary. One of the features is that all three bedrooms, or two of the three bedrooms, I'm sorry, plus the hallway have these really nice, high quality sliding glass doors on the closets. This is the master bedroom. You can see the master bath coming off the master bedroom here. Here is the master bath. It's in great shape. The only thing I would do, someone ran this toilet line like this and it's pretty ugly. I would run it either down here, I might even move it back into the wall, but I'd do something with that toilet line that's very minor, would be very easy to do. It has a nice toilet topper here, as you can see, a mirror. It has a good large stand-up shower. Here's a little better picture. This needs a new light fixture. It's pretty cheap. In fact, the home needs mostly new light fixtures. Evidently, whoever got foreclosed on here might have taken them with them. Okay, here is the bath, and this is an attractive color. It's all color coordinated, very nice looking. That's the shower. It's a nice, spacious, stand-up shower. It has marble framing here. This is looking back into the master bedroom. The bath's over here from the rear corner. You can see the nice louvered doors. Okay, and this is the den. This home is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a spacious den. Let's call it a Florida room because it has nice windows. It has 3 down this side and 3 down this side, which makes it very nice inside. Just needs a light or a ceiling fan put back, and this needs carpeting. I might change the paint color in this one room, but you know, you could leave it if you wanted. The carpet will make it 100% better. And if this is a rental, you certainly don't want to go overboard there. This is another view. You're standing at the back of the room we just looked at, and you're looking here. This is a laundry, and a utility room and a laundry, and this goes out to the carport. This door just needs this taken off and a new doorknob put on to be painted. Okay, this is the inside of the laundry. This is just falling down where it was pinned to the wall. Very easy to put back up. It could use paint in here. It looks like nobody cared because it was a laundry. But it's very functional. Here's the water heater. The water heater looks fairly new. Okay, and that is all the pictures here. What we're going to do is, now that we know what the home looks like, let's see if we can go here and let's look at some pro forma information. To begin with, now you've seen the home, we've gone through the pictures, you have a pretty good idea of what it looks like. Let's look at a remodeling estimate, or what we call a budget worksheet. This is a sheet that I do. I hand this to my remodeling superintendent, and this is what he goes by. This is his budget, and really it gives him a list of what he's going to do. We begin with the yard work. Now if you look at this form, it's pretty self-explanatory. We have the crew hours, this is a subtotal for labor. Not everything is labor. Over here, for example, we're going to use a subcontractor to do the yard, so we don't have any labor and materials. We're just going to pay them $100. They'll come in and mow the yard and trim those front hedges. Same thing here with a pressure wash. But on the outside touch-up paint, I'm figuring one man, 8 hours, and that's really not just the outside, that's out and in. And I'm figuring that's $214 and about $100 in materials, and here's your total. So I'm not going to go through each item here. I'm going to show you the items that we are doing. You've got yard work, your pressure wash the exterior, your paint touch-up, restain the entry door, repair the fence gate. This is a bid, and I do already have a bid on this. This should have been $2,100 here. Okay, so this is a total of $2,100. That is a bid to redo the lower portion of the roof. The upper portion is brand new, very, very good condition. Okay, this is new carpeting in the family bedroom, and bedroom 1, that's the one that still had the vinyl. In fact, those are the 2 floors that still had the vinyl. I'm estimating about $850. I do have an estimate coming in on that from my carpet guy. The kitchen light panels, this is new light fixtures. This is to shampoo the existing carpet. I've got $250. That sounds a little high, but I want a really, really good job on this. Okay, the door to the carport, that's just where the doorknob's missing and may need a little touch up. I'm going to put a new door to the backyard. I think that door was a little ratty, so we're going to just some money to reseal and clean the shower and the tub. You know, sometimes we'll go in with an automotive wax on those tubs. You'd be surprised how it'll clean them up. So it's not real bad, but I think that's a little extra there. And then I've got about $500 in here for miscellaneous repair. That's just for things we may not see, and for some of the little items that, you know, we can't list every little tiny item. So I'm estimating that the cost of this remodeling is about $5,367. Now that would represent a number. If you went in and you hired people to do this yourself and did not pay a contractor, I think this is what it would cost you. If you went in and said, I'm going to do the paint, for example, and I'm going to do this touch up, you could probably do it for a lot less than that. But this would be if you didn't touch anything yourself, but you hired subcontractors to come in. Now, you may not want to do that. You may be busy, or you may just be too smart to want to do that. You can hire us to do it. Our contracting company will charge 20% or $1,073 to cover our profit and overhead. And so if you hire us to do this, it'd be a little less than $6,500 would be your renovation cost. Okay, now that we've tied down the renovation cost, let's go and let's look at what that means. Okay, this home is available to you for a price of $58,200. This is my little pro forma. I did this several years ago, and it's a fantastic pro forma. I've used it for years and years. Rehab cost, let's just put $6,500. We'll round it up. Now, let's assume to begin with that you're going to pay cash for this house. So I put your loan to value, that's how much money you're going to borrow, is zero, because you're not going to borrow money. Your after repaired value, I believe this house is worth about $80,000. And I believe I took my rental manager over, had them look at it, and they said they can rent it for about $950. So what does that mean? Let's go to the breakdown sheet here. I do have to change one figure here. These yellow items are items you need to take a look at, make sure they're correct. And here I'm going to put 0 because that is the cost to close the refi, and we're not going to do a refi. So let's go back and let's see what happens if you pay cash. Your total basis in this house would be about $65,700. In other words, about $66,000, and you can be in this house. Your cash flow, year 1, about $622. Okay, your equity is about $80,000 because that's what it's worth. Now, these figures right here, I didn't explain these. This is an inflation factor here and here. Here you're saying that your rent's going to increase by 2% every year, but your expenses are going to increase by that also. Here you're saying the house is going to go up in value about 2% per year. That's a very, very conservative number, because before we had the dip in '06 and '07, we had 5 or 6%, and historically over a long, long period of time, that's about 5%. But let's say 2%, because we're going to want to be very, very conservative here. So these two numbers are what I'm calling my inflation factor. Okay, so let's go to the breakdown sheet and see what that means. Now, this just takes the figures that have come over from this data entry sheet and you check them. Vacancy ratio, I've got it 5%, reserves and maintenance at 5%. Now, I'm showing 10% that you're going to pay for property management. So these figures are assuming that you're not going to manage this yourself, that you're going to hire a property manager. Most of my customers hire Locklear Realty as the property manager. These little ones and zeros, if there is a 1 here, it means that this number is included in the calculations. Let me give you an example. Right here you've got two items. One is calculated real estate tax, 2%. If we don't know the taxes, we'll just put a 1 in here and it'll calculate this at 2%. Well, it should. I need to go redo the formula in it. But if there's a 0 here, we put a 1 in here and it's $88 a month. That's what the actual is. I don't use the calculate. The reason it didn't work, I always look them up now. Probably should remove that box, but your actual from the tax rolls is $88 a month for taxes. Let's assume you're going to be self-insured. You don't have to have property insurance if you don't want it. I suggest it. Put a 0 in here and that would not be included down here. See, nothing for insurance. Okay, that's good. So your property insurance, let's put that back in. And this box probably was working, but because the results come down in here. Anyway, closing cost, you don't have any. Your interest rate's 4.5%. 30-year loan doesn't matter because you're not getting a loan. The loan to value is 0, so there's no loan amount in there. No loan amount, no payment. Okay, so you're in this house, your capital position is a negative 65.7. So you put about 66,000 cash in the house. Your spendable income is $622 a month. This shows you how it's broken down. There's your 622. Your gross rent's $950, $47.50 for maintenance and reserves, $47.50 for vacancy, $88 for taxes, $50 for insurance, and $95 for management. That gives you $622. Now, since you put in 65,000, you need about 105 months to break even, so you don't have any money in this house. What that means is you can put a renter in here, and that is less than 10 years. That is about 9 years. In 9 years, you'll have all your money back, and you'll have at least $622 a month for the rest of your life. That's pretty doggone good investment. If you look at a cash on cash percentage, it's about 11%. Okay, and since you're getting the 2% appreciation that we put in, it's about a return on the investment of approximately 13%. Now over here shows how your cash flow bills due to inflation. At the end of 10 years, you should be getting $789 a month net. By then, if you paid cash, you'll also have all of your original investment back. This just reflects what that factor is that we put in. Now, let's go and see what happens. We know you're at about a 13% internal rate of return if you pay cash. Well, what if you decide you're going to refinance this? Let's put the 3% back in here for closing cost. Let's go back to the front page and let's put the loan to value at 80%. Now what happens? Well, you're not making $622. You're now making $288 because you have to make a loan payment. Okay, but your 80% loan to value is only showing about a $4,100 investment. So that's not a whole lot. Okay, let's go and look at your breakdowns here. Your spendable income is about $288. And since your capital position is about 4,100 or so, your internal rate of return is up around 86%. Okay, that's an unbelievable return. So if you don't have all your Fannie Mae loans, if you can still get some refinancing, and I can send you to my broker, Tom Morecamp, he can let you know that, you should get them. You should have every Fannie Mae loan that you can get, and you should do it right now while the values on these houses is down. This home would have sold for at least $110,000 about 5 years ago, 4 years ago, basically before the crash. It's going back, and it's going to be back in that range again. And looking here at 2% inflation, it would take it about 10 years to do that. That's just at 2% a year. So basically, this is the deal on this particular home. This is a home in Arlington. It's fantastic value. It's a concrete block home. It has new roof. It'll have a new roof on the flat section once the renovation is done. You're going to be in it as a great number, and it is a fantastic deal. If you want to reserve this deal for $58,200, all you have to do is give me a call at 904-813-9526. You can also email me to joelocklear@gmail.com. Again, fantastic deal. You need to be the first person to contact me on this one. You can buy it cash, or we can arrange financing for you. Okay, that's it. I'm Joe Locklear, and I will catch you on the next video.